Hello, I'm Rosie.
And I'm Grace.
And we're from Student Minds, the UK student mental health charity. Now, you're probably aware that moving away to university is quite a big transition in a young person's life. I think it was for both of us.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's a lot of change going on, but also you can be moving many miles away from your support network, and a big part of that can often be your parents. So it can also be a challenge, therefore, for parents about how do you actually support your child from afar whilst they're going through that transition. So that's why we're here today to talk to you about a project we want to develop called Project Parent.
We're aiming to create a comprehensive set of resources for parents in order to support them with this difficult transition of their child to university, especially for parents who are supporting a child with mental health difficulties. Our aim is to provide them with the knowledge, confidence and skills to be able to support their child through their time at university.
Great. So we've been speaking to some parents about why that's important.
What worried me? More like what didn't. Will she cope? What if she's ill? And what can I do when she's going through something I can't fix? Will she be happy? And she is so far away. The transition to university was such a large and scary step. And as a parent, I didn't really feel equipped for the change and had found very little help when trying to research it.
Clearly the biggest worry is that when she's at home, she's never that far away, but the first year at university was also shortly after we'd found out that she was having issues. And of course she moved away shortly after the summer, so it's really the distance between us, and hoping that she'd have someone to turn to.
How did you find it supporting your child from a distance? It was absolutely awful, because I wanted to be there to help her when things were getting tricky, if they ever did, but I couldn't, purely because of the distance. It was the fact that I was out of control. There was nothing that I could do. All I could do was give her all the support that she needed, but at the end of the day she had to make her own mind up. It was very nerve-wracking, not only for me but various other members of the family as well.
The difficulty in supporting from afar is, whilst you can have a telephone call or even a FaceTime chat, you don't really know how your child is behaving for the majority of the time, and how well she was within herself, because you're only getting a snapshot.
Our relationship has always been strong, so I don't feel that's changed much. But I did find it very difficult knowing how often was acceptable to text or phone her, to respect her independence and privacy. It was also very difficult to gauge how she was feeling without physically seeing her.
And it's very difficult because you don't have a network of people like you do when your child's at school. You kind of know a lot of the parents, you know a lot of her friends very well, and university is very different than that.
What I found most challenging about trying to support my daughter whilst at university was that nothing ever felt settled. All the comings and goings and goodbyes tugged at the heartstrings every time. It was like an emotional roller coaster, not just for my daughter but for me as well.
It's like anything in life, is that fear of the unknown. You know, we'd been to university, so experienced it ourselves, or her mother had, but that doesn't prepare you as the parent for how it feels when your child is going for university. For a parent, there's a big hole, because that person that you've cared for 18 years isn't on your doorstep or in the same building, in the same house. So were we prepared for it? No. Were we equipped for it? Not at all.
It would have helped if I knew there was a good support network for her, and also, would she even go and access it? She didn't share her deeper feelings with me, so it would have been reassuring if I knew she had someone to talk to.
The questions were, what kind of care would she get, particularly around mental health? Who could she turn to? What organisations were there? and we didn't really know anything about the detail of mental health. So we were in a period of finding out. So we really were grateful for having such a broad community of people that seemed to support her whilst in her first few years in university, and continue to this day.